Jimmy Lee had been in the service. He came in and asked them, why are you hitting on my mother? So they turned in, wanted to jump on him. So he defended himself. But because of that, he defended himself, they couldn't whoop him, so they shot him. And then they carried him to Selma, where there was no hospital for black people. They carried him to a white one, and they let him lay in the doorway and bleed to death. It's time for us to come together because we all are God's children. So we need to get past all of this stuff of putting somebody's name over something because of what they used to do. But give the people a chance to know what history is all about and what people are all about. I pray that y'all will honor the request that they're doing. Take the slave owner's name off of there and put Thurgood Marshall up there. That was a true black man that stood up for right. Pray my strength in the Lord.
Norman Edwards.
Good afternoon, council members, council president, county executive Budish. I'm here today in support of Dave Wondolowski. I've known Dave since he was 12 years old, worked great with him through the years in changing diversity and inclusion in the building trades and helping to put blacks into all of the unions. I mean, he is a definite asset in Cuyahoga County. So we need more Dave Wondolowskis to do the job that needs to be done for blacks and minorities. Metro Hospital is an example with the blacks and the Hispanics that are over there. I know he's put on a couple hundred just on that one project alone, and he fights for them on every project. So, you know, it's something that's needed. He fights for diversity and inclusion. He's a good man, and he deserves to be on the Port Authority Board. Thank you.
Nora Kelly.
Good evening, folks. Good evening. Is this on here? Today and in the days to come, this council will reveal to the public whether it's a perfunctory rubber stamp for the county executive or an independent body that represents the residents of Cuyahoga County. My name is Nora Kelly. I'm a proud Clevelander. I live in District 2, and I'm joined by Asia Jones, also a Clevelander, and we're here to speak on behalf of a coalition of more than 20 labor and civic groups opposing the appointment of Dave Wondolowski to the Port of Cleveland. We wrote last week to County Executive Budish expressing our shock at his move to reappointment Mr. Wondolowski after Mayor Bibb declined to do so. To date, we've received no response. But we understand that members of this body have received a significant number of contacts, ranging from residents, business leaders, and elected officials weighing in on this nomination. For members of this body to say that you simply give deference to the county executive for such a controversial decision is an abandonment of your duties. This council must do its due diligence before voting on such a divisive political figure. On a personal note, most of my adult life has been spent in the labor movement as a union staffer and an officer of two large multi-state local unions. I believe the labor movement is essential to restoring balance in our economy. I also believe that the labor movement is essential to a healthy democracy. This makes the racist PAC spending architected by Mr. Wondolowski all the more troubling. He squandered the dues of hard-paying members to finance a type of electioneering that is deeply corrosive to the body politic. The aim of the mailing was simple: create a racial wedge issue in the 2021 municipal election. The goal of sowing this type of division among working people in Cleveland is antithetical to the labor movement. After all, solidarity is the core tenet of the labor movement. Put simply, an injury to one is an injury to all. At its best, the solidarity forged in the labor movement helps build strong bridges across racial and gender lines. The job of a labor leader is to build worker solidarity, not to foment division among working people. You have a chance to send a very clear message to residents of this county that folks in positions of immense power need to be held to account. Moreover, you have a chance to make clear that the interests of residents of this county matter as much as those of the wealthy and well-connected. Please vote no on Mr. Wondolowski's appointment, or, as Chris Quinn of the Plain Dealer put it, you have a choice between a rock and a marshmallow.
Terry Joyce.
Mr. Chairman, through the chair, just want to thank our executive for putting up Dave Wondolowski for appointment for the seat. With respect to my sisters in the labor movement, I don't believe they fully know the man that's in front of you, and I've had the honor of serving next to him. Recently we went to our legislative conference in D.C., and everybody from Congresswoman Kaptur to Congressman Joyce to Congresswoman Chantel Brown to our new HUD director, proud to say from our region, the former Congresswoman Marcia Fudge, all came and spoke about their relationship with Dave Wondolowski. It's important for citizens of this town. It's important for the members that he represents that we have a position on that board. We believe that we bring change there. We believe that, with our financial conduits around the country, we've brought economic dollars to this region that would not have came. I've been doing this job 27 years, and 24, 25, 20 years ago, you'd ask a big real estate fund from New York City or California to look at a project in Cleveland, Ohio, and they wouldn't pick up the call. I believe Legacy Village changed that. I believe developers after Mitch and with Mitch now at One Cleveland Center continue to look at Cleveland, and that's the message that me and Dave bring. It's with no irony as I crossed this bridge and looked over to our left that last week when we sat down with the Cleveland Indians, the very first thing out of our executive secretary of the building trades, Dave Wondolowski, is diversity and inclusion, and how important it is that that project will look like the city of Cleveland and look like Cuyahoga County. It's the first thing out of his mouth. We sat for an hour and a half with CEO of Sherwin-Williams last week, the very first words out of his mouth. And as Norm can attest from Black Contractors Group, from what we could bring a lot of people in front of you whose lives that he's changed, because, Local 310, we're diverse by culture, right? We've had a proud history of diversity going back to my father and people before him, and Councilman Sweeney that worked on plenty of projects with Local 310. But truth be told, all the trades weren't there. They are now, and they are now because Dave Wondolowski, and that's a fact. So I appreciate your time, appreciate your consideration of him, and God bless.
Dominic Ozane.
Good evening, Council President, County Executive, members of the County Council. My name's Dominic Ozane. I'm representing Ozane Construction Company, and I'm board chair of the Construction Employers Association. The Construction Employers Association is the collective bargaining agent representing employers with bargaining with the building trades. Terry's here, and Dave is the principal representative. I have not known Dave as long as Norm, but I've known him since my 20s. Dave used to run the Bricklayers Union. So going back, if you're an operating contractor, our business is such that you have to be able to have contacts with everyone up and down the line, particularly organized labor, if you're going to do commercial construction in this region. I'm here today to speak on behalf of Dave's reappointment for three reasons. One, Dave is a colleague, he's a friend. He's loyal. We don't always agree on everything, but you have his word, whether it's with you or against you, and you can count on it. I found him to be a reliable and very capable representative, not only of the bricklayers, but of the building trades. The second reason is, as Norm and Terry both alluded to, the community benefits, I'll say movement, I'll say initiative that was started by Mayor Jackson in 2010, 2011, that continued. When we first started that initiative, labor was not there. Labor was not there because the representatives of the building trades could not bring all the different racial elements together. Later on, once the what ended up being a memorandum of understanding was signed in 2015, when Dave was elected Secretary of the Building Trades, labor was there. Dave, through his force of personality, was able to bring everyone together and include diversity and gender provisions in the PLA to the point where, as time has evolved and the labor shortages have emerged, Dave includes diversity percentages in PLAs when he doesn't even have to, because it's what's best for the labor movement. The third reason is that in 2020, March 2020, COVID hit. The State Department of Health issued the stop work order except for essential businesses. At that time, none of us knew what to do. We were all watching at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to see what the governor was going to tell us what we could do next. I called. We had a project in Richmond Heights High School. I said, Dave, what's going to happen? Is labor going to work? The employers want to work. What's labor going to do? He said, I'll get back to you. It was about 9 o'clock, and that afternoon, he said, Dominic, I've called around, and we're going to work. The building trades are going to work. That is in an environment where Indiana and Pennsylvania shut down. We were able to continue working. Dave then went out to projects. He put on his boots, and he went to people and showed them that he's willing to do what his people were willing to do. Finally, to show Dave's dedication to the community, on April 18th at 3 o'clock in Blaine Griffin's ward on Greenview, there will be a Habitat for Humanity house that's jointly built between the construction employers and labor. So Dave walks it like he talks it. I think will be an excellent, continue to be an excellent representative for labor, and I heartily endorse you to reappoint him. Thank you for your time.
Eric Puente.
Good evening, council members. My name is Eric Puente. I'm president of Bricklayers Local 5. In fact, I'm the first Hispanic president of Local 5 in its 150-year history. I'm the president largely in part due to the support from my friend and union brother, Dave Wondolowski. I'm here tonight to ask you for your support for his nomination to the Port Authority. I want you also to be aware of the support that Dave has shown not only to me, but to all the members, regardless of race or gender. When Dave was given the ability to appoint his successor, he appointed the first African-American business agent in Local 5's 140-year history at the time. Dave fights for us, all of us, just like he will fight for Cuyahoga County. Again, please approve the nomination. Thanks.
James Dixon.
Good evening, Council President Jones, other members of Council. My name is Jim Dixon. I'm an attorney with Browse McDowell, and I'm here to speak on behalf of the protest lodged by our client, Chase Professional Transport Services, with regard to the award of R2022-0077. That's a contract for body transportation services, and it's currently set on tonight's agenda to be awarded to Esposito Mortuary Services. I'm here with Judith Barlock. Judith, if you could raise your hand. She is the owner of Chase Professional Transport. She has been the owner for 8.5 years, and she has 20 years in the business. We're also joined tonight by the company's manager, Vince Doran. Vince, if you could raise your hand. He has 12 years in the business. The company has 6 technicians, 6 operators of the vehicles. 3 of them are full-time, 3 of them are part-time. Between them, they have 55 years of experience in this business. The context for this argument, of course, is under the county's public solicitation, which of course uses the lowest and best award system. This is, if you may not have known, a rebid. Chase was the lowest the first time around. It lodged a protest, and the medical examiner's office decided to do it one more time. As far as we can tell, the only significant change made between the first solicitation and the second solicitation was the removal of a diversity criteria, a solicitation requirement that sought, if possible, FBE and MBE businesses. That is a criteria that our client satisfied, that its competitor did not. That, again, was a criteria that was removed from the first solicitation and not included in the second solicitation. We, of course, feel that that is something that raises the air of favoritism, and that is something that the county should be trying to avoid when it makes awards such as these. We're very aware of the arguments made by the medical examiner's office during the hearing at the safety committee, and we respectfully take issue with each of them. First of all, Chase is again low. Over the course of this contract, it can save the taxpayers $730,000 if it is given this award. There were issues raised that had to do with its budget. We believe those are minor and inconsequential and had nothing to do with its ability to perform the work and do so successfully. This is also not a situation where you see the low bidder and you wonder if it is so low because the company is not qualified and is not prepared to do the work. That is a point that was raised, and that is something with which we take issue. Chase, quite simply, has a more efficient business model, and we will get to that in just one moment. It's the business model that it employs that gives it the cost advantage over Esposito Mortuary Services. Secondly, it is absolutely immaterial that Chase's home office is in Medina County. Those 6 drivers are all based in Cuyahoga County.
Complete your
They
thought.
take their vehicles home. Thank you very much. We ask that the county disapprove the current proposal and send this back to committee so it can be awarded to Chase. Thank you.
Linda Mayer.
Hi, I'm Linda Mayer, County Government Chair for the Greater Cleveland League of Women Voters. And I'm speaking for co-president Catherine LaCroix, who could not attend today. She and Marcia Goldberg attended the April 5th committee meeting of, I think, the Council Operations Committee. And she made a public comment based upon the draft version that she and Marcia believed was going to be discussed that day. Now, the draft did not contain the words may report violations. And so at the last moment, Mrs. LaCroix decided to omit an important sentence. After committee discussion began, however, it became obvious that they were discussing and would eventually send up to the full council today a different version, which did distinguish between violations that shall be reported and those which may be reported. For that reason, she's asked me to reiterate, first, that the league members support, that is, all league members, support a requirement that the reporting of any observed or reasonably believed violations of any county, any county, state, or federal law shall be reported. Then the omitted sentence, quote, we believe that to change shall to may would significantly weaken the motivation of any potential whistleblower to risk the possibility of unknown consequences. I've given a copy of I will give a copy of our complete statement to the clerk. In addition, we wish also to express our disappointment in a few more parts of the version which is now before us, before you. which could cause confusion among the employees and others who need to understand their responsibilities. Why not use consistent and straightforward language? I personally, not a league document, but I personally have a few suggestions which I would be happy to share, but others may see other ones as well. Whether there is a difference between an ethics violation under Title IV and an unlawful act, it should not be something that a whistleblower has to worry about. Whatever the suspected wrongdoing, it shall be reported. There ought even also to be consequences. So we hope that you will please think of these things when you consider this ordinance today and whenever you bring it up for third reading. Thanks a lot for considering our thoughts.
Lou?
Good evening. Today we have lots of wonderful comments. Guess what? The unhoused got all of them on us. The shelter on Payne Avenue carries a name which doesn't allow that poor old lady rest in peace. That lady had a severe mental health, couldn't remember where her home was. That's why she was sent to the shelter. She did not really get a good treatment to help her to find her home. Instead, she died. Her daughters actually didn't want her name to be put on the building, but still on the building since 2004. Now, on the other hand, for people to struggle with any kind of controversial situation, I would like to know, having toilet tissue or not having toilet tissue, is that important for people? Not when you are in this room, but it's important when you go into a bathroom or a restroom. So for the marginalized people to have to live in a very unhealthy space with the mold, without the proper plumbing, so the toilets can be clogged, doesn't matter if it's because of mental health issue or anger and frustration or just a simple mistake. Why should people to stay in the shelter instead of staying on the street? Now, that's what people have to ask themselves. Where is the dignity and respect? On the other hand, if we report wrongdoing of all these bad staff, retaliation comes again and again. I am the living proof for that. So, lots of issues are the same for the people who has housing or no housing. But the people without housing always put under the rug because all other things are more glamorous for any kind of officials, elected, appointed one, to act on. But homeless issues always put at the end. We can never get a proper fundings, but some other project can get, even we don't actually need them, like a new, bigger jails to hold more people instead of having bail reform. Thank you very much.
Council President, that concludes the public comment portion for this meeting.
All right, thank you, Andrea. Can I have a motion to approve our minutes as presented on the agenda?
So moved.
Second, Conwell.
Been properly moved and seconded. All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, the minutes are approved. Announcements from the council president. Council will be recognizing Ms. Vattie B. Todd, centenarian and author of Looking Up, Moving Forward, an autobiography of my life. And at this moment, if you would come forward, we have our Councilwoman Cheryl Stevens and Councilwoman Yvonne Conwell, who will make a presentation.
Ma'am, we're going to defer to your senior status and not make you move very far from your chair. So I would like to allow my colleague to start this out because she got the first call. I'm humbly and honored to present this proclamation, which my colleague Cheryl will read to you in a second. But I just wanted you to also take a look at the screen up there. Those are all your family members that wanted to be present, and they weren't able to be present. And you see there.
All right.
So I get the fun part. And I don't, you can see it right here, close to you. Miss Vatty, right here. Look up.
She has trouble.
And they're excited for you. And I hope we don't give you any tears, but I'm going to pass it over to Cheryl. But that was the extra bonus surprise you did not know about. Oh, and a couple in the audience. Please raise your hands. Okay, Miss Vatty, we'll get you to sit down again because we don't want you to stand too long. Miss Vatty? She's just taking it in.
You can sit and look at them.
Westchester. Oh, I am overwhelmed. I am overwhelmed. Family from every place. Miami, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, Tennessee, Westchester, Pennsylvania, and from Virginia, and Poughkeepsie, New York, my, and just everywhere. And from Alabama, Phoenix City, yes. Thank you. I am overwhelmed. Brindy and Shyla, yes. Harvey. And what happened to Tony? Oh, he disappeared. Okay.
So, Miss Vatty, Todd.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Would you like to sit so you can watch them while we give you the formal proclamation? Okay, if you'd like to stand. You can, yes, ma'am, you can sit. You can sit or stand. It's up to you. There you go. There's the chairs right behind you. On behalf of Cuyahoga County Council, the council has taken profound pride and deep personal pleasure in recognizing Vatty B. Todd on the occasion of her 105th birthday. Vatty. Her birthday was on March 21st, 2022. She was born in Birmingham, Alabama, to Arnett Gamble and Lane Todd. She graduated from Industrial High School in Birmingham in 1932 and worked as a housekeeper for several years before becoming cosmetology trained at Poro School of Beauty. In 1943, Vatty relocated to Cleveland, Ohio, and obtained her cosmetology permit from the state of Ohio, and eventually became co-owner of Your Beauty Shop at 6835 Cedar Avenue. Vatty also became a registered voter in 1943 and has voted in every election since. Ms. Todd attended Whiting Business College in downtown Cleveland to build up and apply the business skills necessary to work for employers such as the American Greeting Company. Vatty eventually joined the Cuyahoga County Welfare Department and served there for more than 18 years before retiring in 1982. Vatty continues to serve the community, and well into her 90s, she joined the Senior Citizens Tutoring Program, mentoring students in the Children's Detention Home and serving as a resident advocate with the Cuyahoga County Housing Authority. She takes pride in all of her achievements, including authoring the book Looking Up, Moving Forward, an autobiographical vision of her life and prides herself on living independently. Miss Vatty has successfully proven that a single life can make a difference. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of Cuyahoga County, Ohio, hereby extends its best wishes and respect on this occasion of her 105th birthday. We wish you all the happiness in your days to come. Thank you, Ms. Todd.
I don't know if she can give you a plug, if that's technically right, but her book is on Amazon, $10 a copy, and so I expect everyone to buy that. Ms. Todd can hold it up for you while we continue county business. Thank you.
At this time, we'll have messages from our county executive.
Normally, I'd say thank you, Mr. President, but making me follow that, come on.
It's a tough job. Somebody has to do it.
Last week, Michelle Pomerantz and I took a field trip to Columbus to meet with Mike Culp and Steve Tuggan, our lobbyists from Kegler Brown, and several state legislative leaders. Our purpose was to state our case for our priorities in the Capitol bill. We were joined by Beju Shaw and Marty McGann from the Greater Cleveland Partnership. Even though this was the last day before the legislature was taking a break, and even though they were knee-deep in redistricting, a good number of legislative leaders made themselves available. We met with Senate President Matt Huffman, Senator Pro Tem Jay Hottender, Representative Tom Patton, Representative Bride Sweeney, who happens to be the ranking member on finance, and Senate Finance Chair Matt Dolan. All the meetings went real well, and they all seemed very impressed that for the first time, the county, the city, and the business community through the Greater Cleveland Partnership came in with a joint list of requests. I was able to combine our lobbying trip with a county commissioners board meeting, which gave me the opportunity to speak briefly with Governor DeWine and Lieutenant Governor Husted. And I took the opportunity with both discussions to talk about our broadband plan. I didn't come back with any checks, but overall, I felt the trip was very productive for the county. Thank you.
All right. Legislation introduced by council. Consideration of resolutions of council for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2022-0080, providing for the appointment of Michael W. King as Senior Legislative Strategist to serve the Council of Cuyahoga County.
The floor is yours.
Good afternoon, council members. Trevor Meckler, County Council staff. This resolution, the next, is regarding two hires in addition to the County Council staff. As council members know, we posted the job posting to replace Khalil last December. The posting closed on January 7th. We received 25 applications, and 7 of those applicants were selected for a first-round interview. Before those first-round interviews were conducted, 2 candidates withdrew their name from consideration, and the remaining 5 went through a first-round interview with some council members and some county council staff. Out of those 5, 2 candidates were selected for a second-round interview with the full council during executive session. And out of that second-round interview, Cynthia Mason, which is the second resolution on your agenda for your consideration, was chosen to replace Khalil as the research and policy analyst. For the last 20 years, Ms. Mason has served in different roles within the county's Department of Public Safety and Justice Affairs. And pending council's approval today, Cynthia will start on Monday, April 25th. As part of that second round process, however, those in the interview recommended that we also hire Mr. King as the senior legislative strategist. Mr. King is currently working as Director of Policy for the Voting Rights Lab, but most council members know him in his previous role where he served as special counsel from 2014 to 2019. Pending your approval, Michael will start on Monday, June 13th, and I'm here to answer any more questions.
All right, if there are no questions,
Move approval.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. President, may I have my name added?
Is that the councilwoman's name? All right, opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0081, providing for the appointment of Cynthia L. Mason as Research and Policy Analyst to serve the Council of Cuyahoga County.
Second.
And you've already spoken to both items?
I have.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
With my name added.
And add councilwoman's name again. Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of resolutions of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2022-0082, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County Non-Bargaining Classification Plan.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2022-0083, making an award to College Now Greater Cleveland in the amount of $500,000 from the Cuyahoga County Educational Assistance Fund for Component 2 of the Cuyahoga County Educational Assistance Program for the period ending June 30th, 2026.
This item will be referred to the Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee. Committee reports and consideration of ordinances of council for second reading.
Ordinance 2022-0002, amending sections 406.01 and 406.02 of the Cuyahoga County Code to clarify contents of the whistleblower provisions.
And this item will move to the April 26, 2022 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Mr. President.
Yes, Councilman.
And my colleagues, I know it's not usual to speak on second reading, but I have to clear the record and respond to what Linda Mayer said in public comment on this legislation. I provided the League of Women Voters an advance copy of the same draft that we considered at the committee meeting, and also provided extensive commentary about our strategy and thinking about the language. And it is certainly okay if the league prefers some different language, and I appreciate that commentary. But I have to take strong exception to the suggestion that was made that we provided the league one copy, one draft, and then considered a different draft in the committee, because that simply did not happen. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, Madam Clerk, you can read the next item.
Ordinance 2022-0001, making confirmable by council the appointments of the Directors of Children and Family Services, Cuyahoga Job and Family Services, and Senior and Adult Services.
This item will move to the April 26, 2022 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Legislation introduced by executive. Consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, the rules are suspended.
At the request of the County Prosecutor's Office, Resolution 2022-0052 has been held. Resolution 2022-0065, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement with Cuyahoga County and the International Union of Operating Engineers, AFL-CIO, Local 18S, representing approximately 4 employees in the classification of electronic technicians in the Department of Public Works for the period January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2022, to establish the terms of the 2022 reopeners for health, insurance, and wages, and to modify Articles 25 and 28.
I'll make the motion to adopt. It's properly moved and seconded. This item was previously discussed in executive session, and I do ask my colleagues for their support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0066, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Laborers International Union of North America, Local 860, representing approximately 99 employees and 14 classifications in the Department of Health and Human Services, in the divisions of Children and Family Services, Jobs and Family Services, Child Support Services, and the Department of Information Technology within HHS for the period January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item was previously discussed in executive session as well, and I ask for my colleagues' support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0084, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Communication Workers of America, Local 4340, Sheriff's Department, Bargaining Unit, representing approximately 38 employees in various classifications at the Sheriff's Department, including the Sheriff's Clerk classification, for the period January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2023.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This item was previously discussed in executive session as well, and I again ask for my colleagues' support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0085, amending the 2022-2023 biennial operating budget for 2022 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, appropriation transfers, and cash transfers.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, my colleagues, this is the regular agenda of fiscal changes to the 2022 to 23 biennial operating budget. And the answers to our questions to OBM are on your desks. Most of the items are routine, but 2 items are notable. First, there's an appropriation of $1 million from the leftover funds from the Veterans Service Commission, and these monies will go back to the Veterans Service Commission to assist with their capital construction needs. And the second is that there's an appropriation of $411,172.22 of CARES Act money for COVID-related expenses. This is significant in that it is the very last of all of the CARES Act expenditures, and we have now put all of that federal money to good use. So I recommend passage on first reading suspension.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0086, confirming the county executive's appointment of David Wondolowski to serve on the Cleveland-Cuyahoga County Port Authority Board of Directors for the term October 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2024.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2022-0087, confirming the county executive's appointment of Alexandra R. Beeler upon her taking the oath of office as Inspector General of Cuyahoga County for the unexpired 4-year term ending December 31st, 2024.
This item will be referred to the Committee of the Whole.
Resolution 2022-0088, confirming the county executive's appointment of Bashir Jones to serve on the Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board of Cuyahoga County for an unexpired term ending June 30th, 2024.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2022-0089, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Donisha Green to serve on the Cuyahoga County Advisory Board on Senior and Adult Services for the term January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2022-0090, confirming the county executive's appointment and reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Diversion Board for the term March 1st, 2022 through February 28th, 2025. For a new appointment, Chief Dornat Drummond. For reappointment, Akram Boutros, MD.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2022-0091, confirming the county executive's appointment and reappointments of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga Regional HIV Health Services Planning Council for various terms. Appointments for the term April 1st, 2020 through March 31st, 2023, Carla Ruiz. Appointments for the term April 1st, 2021 through March 31st, 2024, David Smith. Appointments for the term February 1st, 2022 through January 31st, 2025, Jeannie Siderman Krager. Appointments for the term April 1st, 2022 through March 31st, 2025, Yulita Carter, Brian Jones, Peter Scardino, James Stevenson, Joy Toombs. Reappointments for the term April 1st, 2020 through March 31st, 2023, Christy Nichols. Reappointments for the term February 1st, 2021 through January 31st, 2024, Clifford Barnett, Michael Deegan. Reappointments for the term April 1st, 2021 through March 31st, 2024, Barbara Gripshover, MD, Naima O'Neill, Leisha Yarbrough Franklin.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee.
Resolution 2022-0092, authorizing an amendment to a master contract with various providers for various supplies for the period January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2021 to extend the time period to December 31st, 2022 for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $1,200,000 for various providers listed on the agenda A through G.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2022-0093, authorizing a revenue-generating utility agreement with City of Parma in the amount not to exceed $2 million for sanitary and storm sewer maintenance services located in County Sewer District Number 1A for the period April 26, 2022 through December 31st, 2026.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2022-0094, making an award on requisition 7877 to Kenmore Construction Company, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $7,348,986.42 for a replacement of Old Rockside Road, Bridge Number 0042 over the Cuyahoga River in the City of Independence and Village of Valley View.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2022-0095, making an award on requisition 8670 to Katz Construction, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $4,714,327.77 for a rehabilitation of Wolf Road from Sutcliffe Drive to Clegg Road in the City of Bay Village.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2022-0096, making an award on requisition 8678 to Vandra Brothers Construction, Inc., in the amount not to exceed $2,344,113.87 for rehabilitation of West Ridgewood Drive from Ridge Road to State Road in the city of Parma.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2022-0097, making awards on requisition 7469 to various providers, each in the amount not to exceed $350,000, with a combined total not to exceed $700,000 for general, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, architectural, and engineering services, commencing upon contract signature of all parties for a period of 3 years for the following providers: Advanced Engineering Consultants and Karpinski Engineering, Inc.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2022-0098, authorizing a purchase and sale agreement with Recovery Resources, formerly known as Alcoholism Services of Cleveland, Inc., in the amount not to exceed $1,825,000 for the purchase of property located at 3950 Chester Avenue, Cleveland. Permanent parcel number 103-08-027 for use by Veterans Services Commission.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
At this time, the following item, Resolution 2022-0099, is being requested to be considered under first reading adoption under suspension of rules.
Can I have a motion to suspend rules 9D and 12A?
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion?
Sure. Mr. President?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to ask my colleagues to consider this passage under first reading suspension. This particular resolution addresses phase 2 of a project in the township, and phase 1 has already been through committee and will be on our agenda as 0079 is phase 1. This is phase 2, and we're asking for a passage under suspension today to make sure that these two items can go together, and so the project can proceed in an efficient, timely manner. So this is part 2, phase 2 of phase 1, which is on the agenda later in our packet.
Yes, yes. All those in favor of suspending the rules say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Oh, sorry, Mr. President, I didn't realize.
Sonny, it is all right. All right.
And Council President, may I read the item into the record?
Please do.
Authorizing a real estate transfer agreement with Pulte Homes of Ohio, LLC, in the amount of $1 for a property transfer of permanent parcel number 262-05-008, located on John Road in Olmsted Township.
Can we have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Properly moved and seconded, and we have had discussion and request for support. So all those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0100, authorizing an economic development loan to Jumpstart, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $2,500,000 to provide local matching funds to support one half of the operating costs to carry out the Ohio Third Frontier Entrepreneurial Services Program to assist early-stage tech startups, innovators, and small businesses throughout Cuyahoga County.
This item will be referred to the Economic Development and Planning Committee.
Resolution 2022-0101, making awards to various municipalities in the total amount of $2,733,018 for various municipal grant projects in connection with the 2022 Community Development Block Grant Program for the period April 1st, 2022 through September 30th, 2022 for various municipalities A through T.
This item will be referred to the Community Development Committee.
Resolution 2022-0102, making awards to various municipalities and nonprofit organizations in the total amount of $1,776,685 for various projects or programs in connection with the 2022 Community Development Supplemental Grant Program for the period April 1st, 2022 through March 31st, 2023 for the various municipalities A through K.
This item will be referred to the Community Development Committee.
Mr. President,
Councilman Miller.
may I please have my name added?
Let's add Councilman Miller's name.
My name as well, Mr. President.
My name is well, too, please. Thank you.
Simon.
Tuma, TUMA.
Okay.
And mine as well.
Mr. President, I'm sorry. Can I have my name added to the previous legislation? 101.
Okay, so we have, just to clarify, for Resolution 2022-0102, we have Dale Miller, Meredith Turner, Scott Tuma, Sunny Simon, Marty Sweeney, and Council President Jones. And for Resolution 2021-0101, we have Meredith Turner.
If you could add my name to that one, too, please. Gallagher.
I'm sorry.
Tuma, the same one Meredith just had it added
Thank
to.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Resolution
Add
20.
my name as well, Andrea, to 101.
Thank you. Resolution 2022-0103, making an award on requisition 8006 to Chagrin Valley Dispatch Council in the amount not to exceed $2,496,756.05 for a countywide criminal justice data sharing system warehouse hosting services. And it's for the period May 1st, 2022 through April 30th, 2027.
This item will be referred to the Public Safety and Justice Affairs Committee.
President, may I please add my name?
Please add Councilwoman Turner's name.
Okay. Resolution 2022-0104, authorizing an amendment to contract number 824 with Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry for operations and case management services for a 365-bed men's emergency shelter located at 2100 Lakeside Avenue in Cleveland, and for facilitation and coordination of overflow shelter services for single adults and families at various locations for the period January 1st, 2021 through September 3rd, 2022, for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $4,272,759.
This item will be referred to the Health, Human Services, and Aging Committee. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution 2022-0058, amending various resolutions which declared that public convenience and welfare requires resurfacing of various roads, boulevards, and avenues located in various municipalities in connection with the 2019 50/50 resurfacing program, Part B, by removing Washington Boulevard from Wynn Road to Cedar Road in the city of University Heights, and adding Cedar Road from South Taylor Road to South Green Road in the city of University Heights.
This item will move to the April 26, 2022 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2022-0076, making awards on requisition 8219 to various providers, each in the amount not to exceed $300,000, for a combined total not to exceed amount of $600,000 for general sanitary engineering services, commencing upon signature of all parties for a period of 3 years. For the following, vendors: Chagrin Valley Engineering, Ltd., and Brown and Caldwell.
This item will move to the April 26th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor of suspending the rules say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, the rules are suspended.
Resolution 2022-0049, amending various resolutions as amended by resolution number R2 2018-0067, dated April 10th, 2018, as amended by Resolution 2020-0061 dated March 16, 2020, which authorized a grant in the amount of $2,500,000 to the Friends of Historic Variety Theater for the benefit of a project located at 11801 through 11825 Lorraine Avenue in the city of Cleveland by extending the resolution's sunset provision from March 16, 2022 to February 28, 2023, and changing the funding recipient to Variety Properties, LLC. Council member, could you turn on your microphone? Thank you.
Thank you. I forgot about that. Mr. Project, this is a project that has been worked on by several council people. There's a significant commitment from the community surrounding this theater for the preservation and adaptive reuse of this facility. So we've given them a little more time to undertake that activity.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
I'm sorry, could I clarify the motion to approve and then a second?
I made the motion.
Second, Sweeney.
Thank you. Resolution 2022-0053, confirming the county executive's appointment or reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga Community College Board of Trustees for various terms. For an appointment, Ted Taiwang for an unexpired term ending January 16, 2025. For a reappointment, Victor Ruiz for the term January 18, 2022 through January 17, 2027.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. Resolution R 2022-0053 was heard in the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee on Tuesday, March 29th. Director Pomerantz recommended the appointment of Ted Taiwan to the unexpired term ending 1/6/2025 and the reappointment of Victor Ruiz for the term 1/18/2022 to 1/17/2027. Ted Taiwan currently serves on the Tri-C Foundation Board, and this will be Victor Ruiz's third 5-year term and previously served on the Redistricting Commission. The committee was pleased to support and unanimously voted to approve the two appointments for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. I ask for your support of this resolution.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0054, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Nancy Mendez to serve on the Cuyahoga Arts and Culture Board of Trustees for the term April 1st, 2022 through March 31st, 2025.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
This resolution was heard in the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee on Tuesday, March 29th. Director Pomerantz recommended the reappointment of Nancy Mendez to serve on the Cuyahoga County Arts and Culture Board of Trustees for the term 4/1/22 to 3/31/25. The committee was pleased to support unanimously voted to approve the reappointment of Nancy Mendez for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. I ask for your support of this resolution.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0055, confirming the county executive's appointment of various mayors to serve on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission, representing various regions for the term January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024. For the Honorable Mayor Justin Bibb, representing the Cleveland region, and for the Honorable Mayor Edward Orcutt, representing the Southwest region.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Again, this resolution was heard in the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee on Tuesday, March 29th. Director Pomerantz recommended the appointments of Honorable Mayor Justin Bibb, representing the Cleveland region, and the Honorable Mayor Edward Orcutt, representing the Southwest region for the term 1/1/22 to 12/31/24, to serve on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission. The committee was pleased to support and unanimously voted to approve these two appointments for second reading adoption under the suspension of the rules. I ask for your support of this resolution.
All right,
Mr. President,
Councilman Miller.
may I have my name added, please?
Hey, Councilman Dale Miller's name,
As well as Sweeney.
Councilman Marty Sweeney.
Thank you.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0056, confirming the county executive's reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Community Improvement Corporation Board of Trustees for the term January 2nd, 2022 through January 1st, 2025 for the following individuals: Brian Hall, Michael Obie, and Anthony Tavrell.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. This resolution, R 2022-0056, was heard in the Human Resources Appointment and Equity Committee on Tuesday, March 29th. Director Pomerantz recommended the reappointments of Brian Hall, Michael Obie, and Anthony Tavrell to serve on the Cuyahoga County Community Improvement Corporation for the term 1/2/22 to 1/1/2025. The committee was pleased to support and unanimously voted to approve the 3 appointments for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. I ask for your support of this resolution.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2022-0059, authorizing a payment to the Mount Sinai Health Foundation fiscal agent in the amount of $800,000 for operational support for the Lead Safe Cleveland Coalition for the period February 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2022.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval.
Second, Simon.
This is incredibly important for all of us who've been aware over the last years. Lead that was allowed to be placed in homes in the plumbing and in the paint up until the early 70s has contaminated and damaged the children of America, as well as especially the children of inner cities like Cleveland and its first-ring suburbs that are full of older homes. This work will help lead a collaborative effort by several foundations, the city of Cleveland, and several of the hospitals in this region to
Turn your
eliminate-
microphone on.
My microphone is on.
Just to speak a little bit closer. Thank you.
This work will help the collaborative efforts of Cleveland Clinic, University Hospitals, the Mount Sinai Foundation, and several local governments to help eliminate lead as it's contained in materials constructing houses and the plumbing, as well as the soil around those homes in the core city and the inner ring suburbs. I appreciate the support of my colleagues on this issue and hope that everyone will vote positively for this.
Mr. President. Has been properly moved and seconded, and I'd like to have my name added as well.
Mr. President,
Councilman Miller.
may I have my name added as well? Thank you.
Councilwoman Conwell.
Yes. All right, thank you. Again, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0060, authorizing an amendment to a master contract with various providers for traditional residential treatment services for the period February 1st, 2021 through January 31st, 2023 for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,250,000 for various providers A through J as listed on the agenda.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, this item was presented in front of the Safety Committee by the Juvenile Court, and these are for the necessary treatment services listed. Recommendation is adoption.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0062, making an award on requisition 3382 to Alcohol Monitoring Systems, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $2,625,000 for GPS alcohol bracelets and monitoring services for the period April 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, also heard in committee by the Sheriff's Department. Recommendation is adoption.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0068, confirming the county executive's appointment of Sarah Parks Jackson to serve on the Cuyahoga County Community Improvement Corporation Board of Trustees for the term October 16th, 2020 through October 15th, 2023.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Again, this resolution, R 2022-0068, was heard in the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee on Tuesday, March 29th. Director Pomerantz recommended the appointment of Sarah Parks to serve on the Cuyahoga County Improvement Corporation of Trustees for the term 10/16/2020 to 10/15/2023. The committee was very pleased to support and unanimously voted to approve Sarah Parks for this appointment for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. I ask for your support of this resolution.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0069, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Alan Davies to serve on the Cuyahoga County Public Library Board of Trustees for the term April 1st, 2022 through March 31st, 2029.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. Again, this resolution, R 2022-0069, was heard in the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee on Tuesday, March 29th. Director Pomerantz recommended the reappointment of Alan Davies to serve on the Cuyahoga County Public Library Board of Trustees for the 7th term, 4/1/2022 to 3/31/2029. The committee was pleased to support and thanked Ellen Davies for her willingness to continue her service, and we supported her unanimously, and I ask for your support under suspension of the rules.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0070, confirming the county executive's appointments and reappointments of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Advisory Board on Senior and Adult Services for various terms. Appointment for an unexpired term ending December 31st, 2023, Douglas Bennett. Appointments for the term January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024, Chris Hall, Jennifer Kahns, Heidi Loom, Emily Lundgaard. Reappointments for the term January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024, Cheryl Braddis, Ashley Morrissey.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Yes, just as mentioned, Resolution 2022-0070 was heard in the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee again on Tuesday, March 29th. Director Pomerantz recommended several appointments to the Cuyahoga County Advisory Board on Senior and Adult Services for various terms. The committee was pleased to support the appointment of Douglas Bennett for an unexpired term, 12/31/2023, along with the appointment of Chris Hall, Jennifer Kahns, Heidi Lum, and Emily Lundgaard for the term 1/1/2022 to 12/31/2024, and the reappointment of Cheryl Braddis and Ashley Morrissey for the term 1/1/2022 to 12/31/2024. The committee was pleased to support all of these individuals and unanimously approved all the appointments under second reading adoption and suspension of the rules. I ask for your support of this resolution.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Mr. President,
Councilman Miller.
may I have my name added, please?
Yes.
Resolution 2022-0071, confirming the county executive's appointment of Janice Ziegel to serve on the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging Board of Trustees for the term January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2024.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Our final resolution for the day, R 2022-0071, was heard in the Human Resources Appointment and Equity Committee on Tuesday, March 29th. Director Pomerantz recommended the appointment of Janice Ziegel to serve on the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging Board of Trustees for the term 1/1/2022 to 12/31/2024. The committee was again pleased to support and unanimously approved Janice for this appointment for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. I ask for your support of this resolution.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0072, authorizing an amendment to a master contract with various providers for various supplies for the period January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2021, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2022, to remove two providers and for additional funds in the total amount not to exceed $1,605,625 for various providers listed on the agenda 1 through 17.
Motion to adopt. Mr. President, this legislation seeks to allow Public Works to enter into a master contract amendment to work on various county facilities. It's a one-year contract through the end of 2022. There are 19 vendors involved for about 16 different work areas. Ms. Nicole English came before Public Works on March 30th, 2022 to present this. All the funding is from the general fund, and this amendment adds the $1.6 million to the master contract. And the value is now at $5.1 million for the entire master contract. The work is for smaller level projects, and the use of the master contract allows the county to quickly select a vendor to perform the work. All of these vendors were selected through a formal RFP process. Initially, all 21 vendors were selected, and 2 vendors chose not to participate. So I'd ask for my colleagues' support on this legislation.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Council President, can we get the second motion, please?
Second?
Mr. Gallagher did.
Thank you. Resolution 2022-0073, making an award on requisition 7494 to Go Sustainable Energy LLC in the amount not to exceed $800,000 for consulting services for utility microgrid development and design, commencing upon signature of all parties for a period of 2 years.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. President, and to colleagues. This matter was heard in a Sustainability Committee on March 30th, and we heard from John Syriac of Go Sustainable to discuss and present his company and how it can provide services, consulting services, to develop an RFP to move forward on the microgrid. So it was very informative, and I ask for your support.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Mr. President, I would like to add my name to this legislation.
Add Councilwoman Meredith Turner's name.
Resolution 2022-0074, making an award on requisition 8185 to Specialized Construction Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,798,459.12 for the resurfacing of Lewis Road from Memory Lane to South Corporation Line in Olmsted Township in connection with the 2020 Operations Resurfacing Program.
Motion to adopt.
Second?
Mr. President, again, this is making award to Specialized Construction for resurfacing of Lewis Road in Olmsted Township. Ms. Nicole English brought this before Public Works on March 30th, 2022. 100% is from the Road and Bridge Fund, and the county is responsible for township roads, as we all know. It's covering a 1.43-mile stretch of road, and it includes resurfacing, replacing the guardrails, removal and replacement of driveway aprons and culvert work. The winning bid came in under the engineer's estimate, and out of the 4 bids submitted, 2 bids were approved, and the lowest bidder was outside the county, and this was actually a rebid. The original bid was $1.8 million, so it's a little bit less. I would ask for my colleagues' support on this moving forward.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0075, making awards on requisition 7449 to various providers, each in the amount not to exceed $450,000, with a combined total amount not to exceed $900,000 for general architectural and engineering services for the period April 12th, 2022 through April 11th, 2025 for the following vendors: Richard L. Bowen and Associates and Makovich and Pusti Architects, Inc.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, Ms. Nicole English came before Public Works on March 30th, 2022 to discuss this legislation. This contracting with 2 vendors in advance will allow flexibility and speed in resolving issues. The term of the contract is 3 years and expires on April 12th, 2025. There was an RFQ issued with 10 submissions reviewed, 2 selected, and 1 is an SBE set aside. The funding is 100% out of the general fund, and I'd ask my colleagues to move forward on this legislation. Thank you.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0077, making an award on requisition 8504 to Esposito Mortuary Services, Inc., in the amount not to exceed $3,692,000 for body transportation services for the period April 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2026.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, this was referred to in public comment. This was the contract that was brought forward with the original RFP was challenged. It was sent back to the medical examiner, back to purchasing for another RFP. The RFP went out. The same winner of that RFP was chosen. We heard this in committee, and we heard the concerns of the party that didn't get the contract here tonight. We have Director Porter of Purchasing available, and we have Hugh Shannon from the Medical Examiner's Office if anyone has any concerns or questions.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to understand why the low bidder was not awarded the contract.
Lowest and best.
So
And
they were
they were scored lower.
scored lower, but they didn't have the best product. Is that what you're?
That's the determination of the scores on both instances of the RFPs, plural.
Mr. President, I just wanted to state that there's, in writing to all of us, the discussion that started at the open meeting of council about the objection of the bidder that did not get the award. So.
Right. Any further discussion? All right, is there a recommendation from the committee?
The committee recommended unanimously to adopt.
Adopt. All right, it has been properly moved and seconded, and after discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. All right.
Resolution 2022-0078, authorizing an amendment to contract number 2259 with Educational Service Center of Northeast Ohio for fiscal agent services for the Families and Schools Together program, FAST Work, activities and parent services for the period January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2021, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2023, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $724,000.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. President and colleagues. This matter was heard in Education Sustainability on March 30th, and this is an extension of a contract with a fast work program that's just, we're asking for support of a fiscal agent to administer the funds, and ask for your support.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it.
Resolution 2022-0079, authorizing the county executive to accept dedication of land for Sunset Drive, Grandview Drive, and Daisy Lane in the Sanctuary of Olmsted, and the Preserve of Olmsted subdivision, the Sanctuary and Preserve subdivision, Phase 1, located in Olmsted Township, as public streets, 1.30 total acres, along with established setback lines, rights of ways, and easements.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Mr. President, this R 2022-0079 is the companion piece to Ms. Simon's R 2020-0099 that she discussed. And Planning Commission did come before Public Works, along with Public Works, to discuss the need for this legislation as it is part of a township. And so I'd ask my colleagues to move forward with this second piece of legislation here.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Consideration of an ordinance for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance 2022-0003, providing for an amendment to the Cuyahoga County Human Resources Personnel Policies and Procedures Manual, also known as the Employee Handbook, to create a tuition assistance program to be applicable to all county employees.
This item will be referred to the Human Resources Appointments and Equity Committee. All right. At this time, we will have our committee reports. Are there any committee reports?
Which way do you want to start? I can.
Why don't we start with Councilman Miller? I'm sorry, not Miller. I'm Baker.
Thank you. The Human Resources, Appointments, and Equity Committee will meet next Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
Mr. President and colleagues, no finance and budget.
Mr. President, Public Works will have its committee on Wednesday morning and Thursday morning. No, I'm teasing. Wednesday morning. There's a lot to discuss.
Mr. President, safety, Tuesday, 1 o'clock.
HHS, 1 o'clock Wednesday.
Colleague Stevens.
Earl, anything?
I'm sorry, your microphone?
This Wednesday, April 13th at 2 p.m., we have a Community Reinvestment Subcommittee meeting here. And on Monday, April 18th, we have a 10 a.m. committee hearing for the Community Development Block Grant and Community Development Service Grant Agreement Programming.
And finally, Education, Environment, Sustainability will be meeting 3 o'clock Wednesday, April 20th, to hear the item referred from tonight's meeting.
All right. At this time, is there any miscellaneous business?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Councilman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To my colleagues, I just want to thank you, to the Chairwoman Stevens, for the Variety Theater extension. That's an important project, and without your leadership, it wouldn't be going. And also, thank you for getting us out by 7 o'clock for the Cavs game. Go Cavs.
All right, go Cavs. All right. Nothing else holds our attention. Our meeting is now adjourned.